New Day Northwest is back. Now, from the AAA Travel Alcove, here's Margaret Larson.
One of the big hits at both Sundance and this year's Seattle International Film Festival is a movie called The Farewell, which stars actress and rapper Awkwafina in a breakout dramatic role. Here with us is the film's director, Lulu Wang. Great to meet you, and you asked to hold one of our cats because you love them.
I do. This is Turnip, apparently. We've just met.
And you're bonding.
Yes.
All right, so you just do you and the cat. That's fine. Tell us about this project. It's, as you mentioned a moment ago, a really personal thing. Why is that?
Well, it's based on, The Farewell is based on, or I should say loosely based on a real lie in my family and loosely based on my own family members. And I went through this experience and had no one to talk to about it at the time because I was with my family in China, and to be able to sort of explore my experiences and my feelings about it has been really great.
We're looking at part of the trailer now. What is it? Would it spoil it to tell us what the lie is in the movie?
No, yeah, the lie is that the family's decided not to tell Grandma that she's very ill and has about 3 months to live, and instead they stage a wedding for Billy's cousin, and as an excuse, as a ruse for everyone to go back and see Grandma.
Now, before this became a film, it was covered on This American Life. Was talking about it then part of the impetus to see that, yeah, there's a bigger story here that maybe everybody can relate to?
Yeah, I always wanted to make it into a film, but you know, on paper it's all Asian cast, Asian American. It's, you know, like 75% in Mandarin and subtitled. So it was very difficult to find the financing, and I sort of had set the project aside until I was approached by This American Life to do it as a story there. And then once I did it as a story on This American Life, within 48 hours of the show airing, producers were calling to make it into a film.
Isn't that amazing? They
Yeah.
could see it after it was covered in that way. So Awkwafina's in this.
Yes.
And we have kind of a history of great comedians and comic actors really being amazing at dramatic acting as well. This is kind of her breakout in that genre, correct?
Yes, exactly. She'd never done a leading role before, much less a dramatic one, and so it was really exciting to work with her to show a different side of herself and be more vulnerable.
That's got to be kind of a leap of faith, right? Both for her and the people who want her to try it. So
Yes.
how has the reception to the film affected her and affected you?
I think for both of us, you know, we're often put into a box, and maybe, especially for her, not given opportunities because people are used to seeing you in a particular way, and you start to doubt yourself in many ways. And so I think that I really believed in her, and she really had to trust me, and it's just been wonderful that people are, you know, really connecting with her performance, because I think it shows what she and I both know deep down, which is that she is a tremendous actor and can really deliver.
She can do anything.
Exactly.
She really can. So do you think that there's something to be learned from this movie about Chinese culture, or is this a more universal truth about families?
You know, I set out just to make a very specific movie about my family and my experience. I happen to be Chinese American. My family happens to be Chinese. But, you know, growing up in the States, I've been able to see myself in other families who don't look like me. And so I think that people can do the same with my family. I think it is a very universal story about loss and grieving, and how different people approach death and grieving in different ways.
So the film's been at festivals. Will it have a general release?
Yes.
When does that happen?
It's coming out July 12th in LA, New York, and then it'll go wide to other cities on the 19th.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. What is your next project?
I'm actually working on a very grounded sci-fi. It's, you know, even though it's a sci-fi concept, it's still very much about family and relationships.
Is that what interests you most?
Yeah, I guess so. I think people, you know, and I think, and asking questions that I don't necessarily have answers to. In many ways, it's like therapy for me, because I have these questions that I want to explore, and I'm not necessarily looking to find an answer, but it's just therapeutic to explore them.
Isn't that, don't you think, kind of a universal thing? It's like we know our family and we don't know our family all at the same time, and there's always a mystery to our history and to our current lives.
Yes, exactly. And I think right now we're living in such polarized times that we find ourselves so divided even within the same family. Even if you are from the same country in the same city and grew up together, you still find yourself sometimes at a crossroad with the people that you love. And for me, the film is really about how do we love each other and learn to respect each other's differences.
It sounds like a wonderful project, and I look forward to seeing it. You did really well with Turnip.
Thank you.
Do you want a cat?
I think I would. Don't. I travel too much for a cat. Bye, Turnip.
Turnip is going to go free range on us now, as we like to do around here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. The Farewell opens in theaters on July 12th.